Hey guys, welcome to my Halloween Horror Nights video number 3. Today we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead No Safe Haven, as well as The Walking Dead's presence on this year's event. First off, let's talk about the maze. The locations are fantastic in terms of an haunted attraction. You've got the prison, which is imposing, it's great, it's dull, but you've also got the interiors as well, where you've got what the characters call the tombs, which are long corridors that are scattered around the interior of the prison, filled with walkers. And this works really well for a number of reasons. Halloween Horror Nights is very restricted in terms of space that they get. This year, we're getting a soundstage maze for Black Sabbath, which is great. But most of the mazes are restricted for tarp cover, and a lot of the fire restrictions have to have it at a certain size and that. So, in terms of size restrictions, Horror Nights isn't Hollywood attractions aren't as big as Orlando. But when you've got the tombs, which are tight, dark corridors filled with walkers, it works really well, and it uses that restrictions to its advantage with its tight spaces and walking by. The closest I can really compare it to is last year's Walking Dead maze, which was Dead Inside, and the season 2 location, the farmhouse, where they had just a long corridor and they had walkers on each side. So basically, to avoid them, you had to kind of put your back to the wall, but they had one last zombie that was right there, so it made you kind of go off the wall and kind of run out the maze itself. So, in terms of scare value, I think this is really effective. I think it's going to get a lot of guests, including myself. And then you've got, of course, I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing the cell block area where the main characters live. And then you've got the boiler room, where you have Rick's phone and the fat zombie. In terms of characters, really quick, there's not a lot of, and I think John has said this, there's not a lot of iconic zombies for season 3. You got a few. You got the fat zombie. You've got Penny, but there's not a lot of major walkers that leave an impression. I guess for me, the ones that do are the fat zombie, Penny, of course, but then you've got the riot gear zombies that are just covered in riot gear. They're imposing because you can't shoot them in the head because they're wearing bulletproof helmets. So the main characters have to keep coming up with ways to get around that. So I think they're going to work really well for the maze. The next location we have is Woodbury. Now Woodbury is run by the ruthless leader and psychotic character of the governor, played by David Morrissey in the show. And now Woodbury is interesting because apart from the arena and one scene, there really isn't too much zombie action that goes on in Woodbury. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this. And I think the way they can do this is where a lot of the characters aren't walkers, but they're the governor's men and the governor himself. Penny, obviously, is going to be in there, the undead daughter of the governor, because she lives in in a secret room that he has, where he has aquariums filled with zombie heads that are like trophies of people he's killed or walkers he's killed. So, and I think this location will work really well, but at the same time, I'm interested to see how they do it. I know from seeing the video that Inside the Magic posted of a walkthrough of The Walking Dead No Safe Haven, the Orlando version. They have you walking outside on the streets of Woodbury, where I think, because the video's kind of hard to make out in terms of the character, because there's a lot of strobe effects. But I think there's the governor shooting zombies while you're walking by. So the walker's being shot, and you're walking by while the governor's keeping them back with a rifle. but then you enter his room where he has Penny scaring you and stuff like that. So the maze itself is looking to be really big this year. John has already confirmed that there's going to be a full helicopter crash scene. If you've seen season 3, it's the helicopter crash scene where the governor's men find the military personnel, and it's going to be a real helicopter, which is incredible. That's a big prop to have in a maze. They're going to be having jeeps, I believe he said. There's a lot of vehicles in this one. Size-wise, I think it's going to be a bigger tarp maze because they have made it outside of. It's an outside maze that's not inside the theme park, so they're not restricted in terms of size too much. I mean, it's still a tarp maze, which makes it similar size to the others, but I think in terms it will be slightly bigger to accommodate these add-ons. But then you've got the backlot experience. Let's talk about that really quick. The backlot experience is something where they have a secondary tram, not the Terror Tram, but a secondary tram, which will take you to the backlot, to New York Street. If you've ever been to Universal Studios, the actual sets, they will be having walkers walking around, lots of walkers, and walkers coming out the windows, out the buildings. So it's going to be a more interactive experience in terms of being as close as you can to an actual zombie outbreak. And then they've got a mini break area where you can get something to eat, sit down. I think that's going to be themed off Woodbury, if I recall. It's going to be themed off the town. And then they're going to have the maze right next to that. So you can go to the Walker Scare Zone, which is going to be huge. And then you go to this rest area, and then you go into the maze itself. So this is going to be an interesting experience to see. And then, of course, the Terror Tram, which for the second year running is going to be invaded by The Walking Dead. However, with Season 3 add-ons. For example, they've got Morgan's traps set around. For people who haven't seen the season, Morgan from Season 1 comes back. Rick finds him. Morgan's quarantined himself in their hometown, and he set up all these booby traps for walkers to get trapped and killed on, like spikes coming out of a basket, and they have like live animals making noises to attract walkers to walk into these traps. So they're going to be scattered around the backlot. And then they've got, John has confirmed that there will be a prison guard tower. Not sure where this is going to be built. Pretty sure it'll be on the hilltop, but near the Bates Motel, but or the Bates house, sorry. And then they have chain link fences like they did last year, but with barbed wire to make it look more like a prison. So yeah, The Walking Dead has a really big impact on this year's event. There's a lot to do, and especially if you're a fan, like I am, of the Walking Dead franchise, it's definitely going to be a dream come true for this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing it on Friday, and I will be posting pictures and videos of the event that Friday, and then post a review of, like I said, the next day. So I'll give a bigger, better input into what the event was like and how they set up everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm interested to see what you guys think of The Walking Dead being back this year. What you're hoping is going to be there. If you're going, what you're most excited for. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. The next video will probably be involving, I think I'll do Black Sabbath. I want to get these out as fast as I can because Friday's coming up. It's Monday today, so Definitely want to get these out before the event. Maybe have a few of the people going with me. We'll have a roundtable chat. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and have a good rest of the day, guys.